For those of you who've been following me for at least a year or so, you will be aware that throughout nearly all of last year, I was repeatedly emphasizing to first-time buyers, if they are buying a new property with a small deposit, not to buy now. I also argued that no matter what is happening to the property market, new property will never be downvalued because valuers are petrified to go against the corporations that are the major house builders. This didn't sit very well with many valuers who responded on my posts arguing that this is not the case. Well, it is the case, and valuers cannot go against the major house builders because most valuers are individuals or very small operations. They cannot afford the type of costs that would be involved if they face litigation with one of these big corporations. But that very same valuer, should you need to sell that new house a year or two later, would have absolutely no problem to downvalue it by 10, 20, 50 or £100,000. Of that you can be certain. Now, and in the event that you're not aware of this, the CMA, which is the Competition and Markets Authority, has launched action against 8 major house builders for price fixing. And the house builders on the wall of shame are as follows: Barratt Developments, Bellway PLC, the Barclay Group PLC, Bloor Homes Limited, Persimmon PLC, Redrow PLC, Taylor Wimpey PLC, and Vista Group PLC. 8 of them. This is obviously in process, but for the CMA to actually publicly declare that they are investigating them and taking action against them, then questions need to be asked. I was saying just a few months ago that even the way that they offer incentives is deceitful. Yes, new developers have been offering a gifted deposit of 5%, give or take, for years, and we're all aware of that. But when the incentives begin on a £500,000 property, for example, begin to be 50,000 and 60,000 and 70,000 or more, then as far as I'm concerned, the fact that that incentive is not recorded on the land registry is misinformation. It is dishonest, because when the sale of that property finally does make it onto the land registry, assuming that all the civil servants working at the land registry aren't too busy making tea or coming and going to the fridge because they're working from home, future buyers may reference to that sale price to make a decision on what to pay for a future purchase, and they are making decisions of tens of thousands of pounds or hundreds of thousands of pounds based on a lie. And as far as I'm concerned, all incentives should be recorded on the title deed. But once again, let me stress, in my opinion, the major developers are a cancer in the housing industry. They have suffocated out the small developers. They currently hold over 1 million parcels of land, with or without permission, land that has potential to be developed, simply so that they can control the market. The vast majority of planning permission granted in London is never actually built upon. These people play financial games at your expense, and it is you, the public, and or your children who suffer as a consequence of this dishonest behaviour. I have been saying this for well over a year, and whilst I'm glad that something is finally being done about it, I would in this instance have preferred that I were wrong, because that means that so many people who have bought new properties in the last year or 2 or 3, I don't know how far back they will go, may very well have paid more than they needed to. And they've not just paid that money once, they will be paying interest on that extra borrowing for many, many years to come. Something needs to be done about this. I'm actually in favour of enforced completion times, and if they do not develop the land, then they must sell it. I am against major developers and land banks because they should not be allowed to speculate with building land, which is a finite product, and the consequence of that is everyday people who just want a home. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this, and as always, if you have any questions about anything to do with property, feel free to get in touch, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.